Alright, yeah, so welcome back, and we're just gonna start this episode immediately. So we are on a chase. So let's try to catch this. I believe it's the girl from the hospital. It looks like a female though.
You won't get away. Hold up.
Ah. What the fuck was that? I didn't do... Oh man.
You won't get away.
Okay, maybe she will. No, no, we got her. The quick time event.
A woman?
I wasn't quick enough.
Someone help me!
Aren't you Terasawa-san?
Let me go!
We got a groper out here? Scum of the earth!
Yeah, that's good that you protect
Not
the
on
women.
my watch, you son of a bitch!
Let's start with this fucker. Oh no! Oh. Oops. Hey, what's that? I want to pick that up. So, I guess she run away now. No.
Can all lawyers fight like that?
Did you really need to run away like that? I assume you came to see me.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, yes. But I wasn't sure if I should. Then that pig-headed friend of yours started shouting, so I just lost it.
Okay, but did you have to tase him?
Yeah.
Not that he didn't have it coming. Anyway, I'm listening if you want to talk. No matter what it is, I'll keep your secret. Anything you tell me will fall under client attorney privilege.
Well, you know the witness who last saw Waku-san? Said he saw him sleeping in his bed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that witness is a man by the name of Shono-san. He's one of the scientists at the ADDC. Not only that, but he's the director's right-hand man, too.
Suspicious.
And this is him?
The run-of-the-mill researcher. I don't even know what that means.
Yes. He's a very dedicated doctor, so the nurses have a lot of faith in him. But something felt off when I heard what he had to say about the incident.
And what's that?
I guess I'm just skeptical as to whether or not he actually saw Wakusan. I don't think he's intentionally deceiving us, but he may be mistaken somehow. And if I had to guess, I'd say the other nurses feel the same.
Still, why hasn't anyone mentioned this until now?
How could we? Nurses talking about a doctor behind his back? That's not something a nurse could do without consequences. And if it came to a courtroom testimony...
None of you would testify?
Maybe the other nurses wouldn't, but I would. I never really fit in over there anyway. Besides...
Yeah?
I think Okubo-san is innocent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me too.
Sounds like I've finally got an ally on my team.
I'm currently employed as a researcher at the Advanced Drug Development Center. Part of our research consists of clinical tests we perform on patients in the general ward of the center. On the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
Okay.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50?
You're sure?
Yes, the patients eat breakfast at precisely 8 o'clock.
We know
I
we won
always
this
head
case.
to the break room myself.
So why do we have to play
right
it?
around then, too.
This break room, to be precise?
That's correct. Our more mobile patients walk there for breakfast instead of eating in their own rooms. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel and how the medicine is treating them.
And on the day of Wakusan's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes,
And in that room, you saw Wakusan lying on the bed.
yes.
Can you describe the situation to us as you remember it?
The door has a window, so you can see into the room from the hallway.
And this is the room you're referring to, yes?
That's correct. From where I was standing in the hallway, I could see Waku-san lying in bed.
No,
He
you
was
couldn't.
asleep, with a blanket covering most of his body.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50.
No further questions.
Yagami-sensei, why did you call her to the stand?
She actually asked to testify. Is that a problem?
Not really, no.
Here's my chance for a comeback. I want to
Terasawa-san,
question the other dude.
You were present for Shono-san's testimony just now, yes?
Yes.
And what is your opinion on that testimony?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather imprecise. And as a medical professional, I felt his actions were negligent.
Could I ask you to be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his morning rounds. However, there's no way he could have known that just by looking in from the hallway.
I have evidence supporting Terasawa-san's testimony. Please look at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed from the hallway. In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on Waku-san.
Um,
Shono-san was lying when he said he saw Waku-san in the bed.
Excuse me?
What he saw from the door was likely nothing more than a bulge of sheets. He couldn't have been able to identify it specifically as Waku-san. So to claim as much in his testimony seems like quite an exaggeration, don't you think?
But common sense would dictate otherwise, would it not? Who would be in the bed other than Waku-san?
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by looking in from the hallway. There was actually one time a while back where we thought he was under the covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second later. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched-up pillow for Waku-san.
The witness makes an important distinction. The prosecution asserts that Shono-san's testimony is clear, that the victim was taken out of his room at some point between 7:50 and 8:30 in the morning. They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his laundry bin. But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense asserts, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night when nobody else was around. After which, the killer could have waited until the morning to plant the body in the defendant's truck. In other words, the defense establishes that there is reasonable doubt that Okubo-san is the killer, rendering the prosecution's central argument unsound. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call Shono-san back to the stand for cross-examination.
I'm gonna fuck this up. What will happen then?
Shono-san.
Yes?
Let's see how Shono responds with that evidence.
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked into Waku-san's room?
I saw Waku-san asleep in his bed, I think.
And did you get a
think.
clear look at his face?
I don't remember.
So it's possible that it could have been someone other than Waku-san in that bed. Or maybe even a pillow that you mistook to be Waku-san's body. Isn't that right?
Objection! The defense is leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Waku-san was in that bed when you checked on him?
I don't think I can, no.
Then the defense rests.
What a
But
drama
I
queen.
do have a quick remark for the prosecution.
Huh?
Now go in for the kill. Oh, he's the murderer. Dun dun dun.
The charges against my client stem from your assertion that he's the only possible suspect, assuming the crime took place within the stated time frame. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable, establishing reasonable doubt for my client. I would suggest then that you withdraw the charges against my client. With such inconclusive evidence, you'll only be wasting the court's precious time.
The prosecution does not consider the witness's testimony inconclusive. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he saw the victim.
So, your whole case is based on a fuzzy memory? This promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on unreliable testimony?
Dr. Shono is a bright and diligent researcher. After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed to create a drug that could cure the disease. After paying his own way through medical school, he went on to become the head researcher at the ADDC. Day after day, Dr. Shono visits his sick patients out of the kindness of his heart,
Yeah, but
leading to his valiant testimony here today.
it doesn't matter.
If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer is a resounding yes.
In other words, because he's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own admission that he's not sure is somehow overlooked? Is that the sum of it?
Yeah.
Because from here, it sounds like you're putting your faith in Shono-san's title, not his testimony today.
The prosecution is not as easily swayed as you think.
Exactly.
And you want to talk reputation? What of your client's history of domestic abuse? Six years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. The poor girl is still suffering from the effects. And the cause? A minor, drunken disagreement. Now, fast forward to what occurred a few days prior to the crime. Waku-san, suspecting the defendant of stealing his wallet, lashed out and punched the defendant in the face. Given the clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here, that alone would be motivation enough to murder the poor old...
Sit down, please.
Is something wrong, ma'am? Please remain seated while court is in session. Terasawa-san?
What the hell are you
Okubo-san is
doing?
not a violent person.
Oh, she's the girlfriend.
And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
He didn't blame Waku-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia. That it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Terasawa-san, please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible, caring person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
You're right that he may be hard to approach, but he's a kind soul, and he always keeps his promises. Okubo-san's not the only person in this courtroom who would be affected by a guilty verdict, either. As a matter of fact, it would break my heart. And even through it all, he wanted me to keep this a secret, not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating. Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared
What
about.
the hell?
That's just who he is! But when the prosecution has already decided he's a criminal, how could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Her little outburst wasn't technically admissible. But as the trial dragged on, it hung over the jury like a stone. And in the end, Shinpei Okubo was found not guilty. But only a month after his release, everything changed. The same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence
Yeah, but someone else
died by the man's own hand.
killed him. Or her. It has to be. But I guess we will never find out. Because since this game drags on with some strange things, I will never be able to find out.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing, Vice Minister.
But
So now we're
I haven't
back.
seen you in about 3 years, Kido-san. I see you're still the director.
You look familiar, but I can't quite place the name. I seem to recall you looking sharper.
I'm a detective based in Kamurocho now. The name's Yagami.
I remember now. You're the reason Terasawa-kun's no longer with us. Remember, Shono?
Okubo-san was unstoppable. If only my testimony had been better.
Shono-san, right?
Does it matter? What brings you here?
Yeah, there's something fishy
I'm
here.
investigating a murder. And I'll need your cooperation with it. Just like old times.
Something is really fishy.
Yes, I see. Yes. Thank you. It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san you speak of.
Do you know who he was calling?
Dr. Shono.
The same Shono-san you were just with?
Yeah. Why?
Yes. However, it's unclear as to what the point of the call was meant to be. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and Shintani-san didn't leave a message.
You have no idea what he wanted to talk about?
None. Shono says he doesn't know a Shintani-san, and sees no reason why he would be calling.
Oh, really?
Look, Shono and I co-authored the research paper on AD9. We're quite well known, as it turns out. Sometimes, complete strangers pretend to be close friends or relatives in order to contact us. Perhaps Shintani-san fell into that category.
Have you heard of the mole murders taking place in Kamurocho, Dr. Kido? 3 Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out. It's a grisly business. Shintani was killed in the same way.
I've seen the news.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to those murders?
Huh? Look, just what are you implying? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can help you with.
Please stop! You can't!
Who are you?
Detective Kuroiwa, Kamuro Police, Organized Crime. One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently investigating. That would be you, Yagami.
Yeah?
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
Suspicious. Okay, we entering chapter 6. Halfway there. I think it's 12 fucking chapters.
The mole's latest victim was the lawyer, Shintani. The last call he made brings the case that ruined Yagami 3 years ago back to the surface. A patient was taken from a hospital and found buried in the mountains. Yagami defended the suspect, Shinpei Okubo, and got an acquittal. But 1 month later, he murdered his girlfriend Emi Terasawa with a kitchen knife and burned the remains.
Or did he?
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
I'm Hoshino, an attorney at Genda Law Office. Officer, is this interview voluntary, or...?
It is.
It's your call, Yagami-san.
I think I'll pass.
Excuse me?
You have your answer, sir. You can go now.
You can make this easier if you come now. Next time, it won't be voluntary.
Your empty threats don't mean much to a lawyer.
Can you take this elsewhere? I really must be...
Too bad he's not a lawyer anymore, then. Your friend's nothing now. Just come along quietly. I'll come back with a warrant if I have to.
I'd like to see you try. Why do you suspect me anyway? I bet you don't even have a reason.
I can come up with a few good ones.
Enough! Get the hell out of my office.
All of you.
You'll regret this, Yagami.
Kuroiwa-san.
Who the fuck was that dude?
You two, out.
Before we go, can we speak to Shono-san for a sec? We need to know why Shintani called him.
Listen, I already told you he doesn't know. Get it through your skull. Now, please leave.
No problem. We'll let you get back to work.
This is really getting out of hand, don't you think? I can't believe that detective thinks you're a material witness.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about. But what I'm more interested in is how he even knew where to find me.
That's a good point. How would the police know we were here?
Beats me.
Yeah.
For now, let's focus on Shono, though. It would be a waste coming here and not talking to him.
I didn't think about
Agreed.
that.
Let's see if the receptionist can help us.
Again.
Can I help you?
Actually, I've already been here. I was just with Director Kido, remember?
Oh,
No.
of course. Did you forget something, sir?
Well, not exactly. I'd actually like to speak to Shono-san, the 89 researcher. Where would I be able to find him?
Let me see. That should be the research wing. I believe he's in the protein abnormalities lab.
Probably need a gold keycard to get in there, huh?
That's correct, sir. I should be able to lend you one with the director's approval, though. Just give me a moment to ask. Could you tell me your name, sir?
Actually, never mind. Kido-san seemed pretty busy earlier. I'll try back later.
Are you sure, sir?
Good call. There's no chance Kido-san would let us in.
At least now we know where Shono is.
So let's do a break-in.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a map around here somewhere.
Well, I don't know. Check. Let's find the research wing.
Hey.
Suspicious.
Suspicious. This leads to the research wing.
The receptionist said he would be in the protein abnormalities lab, right? Huh. Well, I guess that's not on this map.
What the? This goes over to the hospital. I think Waku-san was up on the 4th floor. Hey. Director Kido's office. We were just in there. Suspicious. The service entrance parking lot. All the delivery people come in and out through here. This is where Okubo's truck was parked 3 years ago. What the? Some kind of security gate, huh? The research wing must be just past there.
Okay, so 2nd floor. Behind the security.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am?
This is one of Shono-san's researchers. She was just about to return to the lab.
Oh?
My name's Hashimoto. I can show you into Dr. Shono's lab if you'd like.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Great. We'll take you up on that.
Wonderful. Hashimoto-san just happened to be passing through.
Thank you.
Right
Okay.
this way.
So easy.
I really appreciate this, Hashimoto-san. I'm Yagami.
And I'm Hoshino, from the
So,
Genda Law
any
Office.
strangers?
Thank you for doing this.
Oh, don't mention it. I'm glad to help a guest of Director Kido's. This place is so massive, you practically need a tour guide to get around. I hope you're okay with walking.
Oh, that's totally...
That's totally...
So, Hashimoto-san, what kind of work do you yourself do here?
I'm part of the team developing 89. Dr. Shono is the head of that team, but I'm pretty new around here.
Speaking of, what exactly does AD9 stand for?
Well, the AD comes from the name of the center. The Advanced Drug Development Center, ADDC. And it's the 9th drug our department's developed.
Oh, that was surprisingly easy.
It'll be the first dementia-curing drug on the market, right? Seems like it's really getting fast-tracked because of that. But there's a lot riding on this one, right? It could finally cure Alzheimer's disease.
Money?
That's right. Do you know how many dementia patients there are in Japan alone?
A couple 100,000 at least. Maybe even in the millions?
Right. As of 2012, there were 4.62 million.
That many?
By 2025, that number will increase to at least 7 million. Potentially up to 13 million, including at-risk patients. That's 1 in every 9 people.
Yikes.
However, as a nation, we're already at capacity in caring for these patients. In many cases, people over 60 are stuck looking after their dementia-struck parents in their own homes. Worldwide, it's estimated there will be 135 million patients by the year 2050. It's staggering.
Is that
In other words,
real
89
fact?
could save the world. This could be a real miracle.
I gotta say, this is making me feel kinda bad about how we treated Kido-san back there.
Director Kido will go down in history if we achieve this.
A lot's changed in 3 years. The bastard's really made a name for himself.
Be nice.
So what? How does dementia or whatever pronounced spread?
Dr. Shono is right over there.
So how can it be more and more people for every
Well,
year?
if you'll excuse me.
I'm curious because I don't know if the facts are real. Okay, now talk.
Shono-san.
Yagami-san? But how did you get in here?
Never mind.
Calm down. I just want to talk.
I can't do that. Kido-san doesn't know you're here, does he?
Is there a problem?
Ichinose-san.
I've never heard you raise your voice, Shono-san.
Yeah, I
You
guess
the guy from the lobby?
these people are involved. Both
My
the
name is
boss and
Ichinose.
him.
I'm here from the Ministry of Health, offering political support to AD9's development.
So probably the fucking medicine turned bad or something with the patient, and they
Kido-san called you vice
had to
minister.
dump his dead body.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Because
Pretty lofty for a vice minister. You can
they
boss
didn't want to
scientists around,
lose
but I'm not
the
biting.
So
medical.
I see.
I don't know, something.
Shono-san, please. I just need a few minutes to talk. We'll leave right after
At
we're
least
done,
that's
promise.
what I'm thinking.
I already told you I can't. Not without Kido-san here.
And they're
I need you
playing
to
with
tell
this
me,
dude because
why did
he's
Shintani
weak.
call you?
Shintani? I've never heard that name in my life.
This is important, Shono. You have to have some idea.
Please, I don't. Now get out of here. I'm calling Director Kido.
Do what you want. Just let me ask you one thing first.
Yeah, I think he is. And but he wouldn't say that since that dude is standing there. So I think you can maybe answer this instead.
89 is a pretty revolutionary drug, huh? I heard the Ministry of Health is even funding a new wing here. Sounds like there's a lot of money getting thrown around.
And?
You're sitting here knee-deep in government cash. Shintani tries to contact you, then he's found dead hours later. Pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I already told you, I don't know who this Shintani even is. If you want to talk money, Kido-san's the one to ask. Now please, let me get back to work.
What the? What are you doing here?
Kido-san.
I believe I told you to leave. What about that didn't you understand?
I wanted to ask about Shintani's call.
About which I already said Shono doesn't know anything.
And I needed to hear that from him, not you.
Yeah, wanna fight?
Enough. Call security.
We were just leaving. Come on, Hoshino-kun.
I'll be filing a complaint with the Bar Association, under the Minister's name.
The Minister of Health?
Or
That's
death.
right. Minister Kazami expects great things from 89, and he won't tolerate distractions from your ilk.
Ilk? I don't I don't know what that is. Don't you call me that. Milk.
I feel like we came up empty-handed. Why would Shintani-sensei have called Shono-san? Yagami-san?
That wasn't the first time I've heard about Minister Kazami.
Huh?
When was it, though?
Yeah, this
Who's
is
talking to me about
probably
the
some
Ministry of Health?
political money bullshit thing as usual. I don't even know. I don't remember. For me, that name was new.
Maybe it was Genda-sensei?
I wouldn't even begin to know, but I know for sure I've never heard the two of you discuss anything like that in the office.
In that case... maybe it was Mafuyu?
I don't know. Have you even seen her lately, though, Yagami-san? I thought, you know...
Yeah, it's been a while. So that means... it must have been Ayabe, when we were drinking over a tender. I definitely remember
Oh
him
yeah, the
mentioning Minister
police.
Kazami.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
We were
it's so
talking
hard
about
for
how
me
the Kiore
to
clan
remember
ended
all
up in
these
Kamurocho.
names
Apparently, they're being used as muscle
because
for a
I am
construction
not
company called the
Japanese.
Kajihira Group. A while back, Chairman Kajihira himself was going around, laying the political groundwork for a Tokyo revamp project. And one of the people he met with was Naohisa Kazumi from the Ministry of Health.
Huh.
You'd think he'd go to the Ministry of Land, though. His project has nothing to do with health. What would he gain from meeting Kazumi?
That's true. Do you think it has to do with our case somehow?
I don't know. Depends on what the two of them were talking about.
In that case, maybe our Kajihira expert can help us out with that.
Who?
Sugiura-san. He used to work for them, remember?
Oh yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So, you want to know how Kajihira and Kazumi are connected?
Yeah. Any way you can find that out?
Not really sure, but I'll give it a shot.
Thanks.
You're still at the ADDC, yeah? Just give me some time. I'll call you if I find anything.
Do that. Already the time is up on 40 minutes. There's not much of a gameplay in the last episode in this one because it has been a lot of story. But yeah, at least stuff happens.
Oh, Yagami-san.
And I am intrigued.
I'm gonna head back to the office. I just got an email from Saori-san. Apparently, a journalist named Hattori barged into the office. Says he wants to interview you.
Me?
It sounds like he's looking into Shintani-sensei's murder, too. Anyway, I'll go ahead and drive him off.
You'll be Genda-sensei's ace attorney before you know it.
Nah, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Honestly.
Why?
Too much responsibility for a guy my age, you know? I think I make a much better sidekick for now.
Okay, but when that gets old?
I don't know that it will. Being a professional sidekick for the rest of my life sounds okay to me. I'll see you later.
So wait. Oh, shall we go on this stupid date while we wait? Guess we have to do something. Or maybe not. Bam, in suit. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shin Fujimori. Fujimori?
Huh?
Here we go again with some strange fucking things. I just want to know the story. Crowdfunding. Yeah, I know what it is. Quickstarter or Kickstarter. I know what a Kickstarter is, or Quickstarter. I don't care. I actually don't fucking care. This dude doesn't interest me at all.
Yep.
I guess we have to fucking do it. So I can invest money. Yeah, okay. I can probably invest money to get better stuff. And whatever. I don't care. Hey, sup, dude? Oh. But I probably have to fucking go on with that stupid date. So yeah, if you guys want to see this story, I don't think you can just jump to the next episode, because this is probably gonna end up. Oh, you again? It's so fucking hard to get to her. Of course, I promised. Probably gonna end up fighting these dudes. Lucky bastard. Oh yeah, we got this suspicious dude. Suspicious fan. Okay. We have some side quests, but I will not do that. So we're gonna run over here and probably end this episode. Yeah. Amazing. Right? They want me to sign before I decide to go with someone else, okay? Don't care.
You asked for it.
What a waste.
Am I running the wrong fucking way? No? Okay, I'm gonna end this episode here because I don't know if there's gonna be a cutscene and whatever, and if we're running out of time. I only have like 10 minutes left on this episode, so I don't want to risk it, but we're gonna do one more, and that's probably gonna be the last episode for a while. I will explain more in the next one. So yeah, take care, good evening, good night, and goodbye.